Good morning. How the devil are you? I hope you're well. I hope you're good. How's your weekend been so far? Well, ours has been quite busy. It's been lots of rain. It's absolutely freezing here, but that's not too bad. We love a bit of cold weather here. It's Sunday. It's 9:30 a.m. So it's time for the famous Fox's Aftermath show, run by the fans, for the fans, and your opinion matters. So come on, get them comments in. Come on, let's get going.
Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. Are you ready for the show? Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pukka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hollogram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newby Co estate agents. We want your views, we want your comments, so join us live. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Morning all, how the devil are you? I hope you're well, I hope you're good. Well, what we're going to talk about? Well, first of all, I'm going to bring in young Reedy. Hope you're well, Reedy. Let's see if he's finished eating his cereals this morning. Morning, Reedy. How are you, pal?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm fine. Bit of a different view of your backdrop today. What are you doing? Moved house or moved new camera?
No, just had a bit of a makeover in my room, make it look a bit better. So
had a bit of a makeover. He'll be on a TV show soon, coming very soon to the TV. Mark Gatwood, morning. Morning from Hinckley. Who's living in Hinckley? NWNW. Morning, NWNW. I hope you're well. Wayne, good morning. Good morning, Jasmine. Reedy, what we're going to talk about?
don't ask me, it's your show.
Right, on that note then, thanks for joining. Let's go. That cracking watching. We're off. No. Main question. How has Brendan Rodgers still got a job?
Well, like you said in the behind the scenes, that he's still apparently got credit, and as much as, like, I've got to say, a lot of fans that I've talked to that aren't Leicester fans are saying that Rodgers is still a good manager. He's done this and that with Leicester, which everyone says, yeah, that's in the past now and all this, and it is. But you've kind of got to think, without all this bad game management and all this lot, he isn't the worst of managers, I guess. I am still Rodgers out, but like on his day, he can beat the top sides. It's just at the moment we're really stuck in a rut, and we can't really find that way to win at the moment.
Fee's made a good point. Morning, Fee. How are you? Nice to see you up on a Sunday morning. Have we got the money to sack him? There was reports that we can't sack him because we haven't got the money. Surely that's not a reason not to sack him, because I'm sure they get paid in instalments, not in a lump sum. But I've heard the same thing as what Fees. So surely there's got to be money there.
Yes and no, because you've got to think, like, if you don't do it now, and we do get to the point where we drop down, it's going to cost us even more. So you've kind of either got to take the bullet and do it, even if you can't afford it, and then you've just got to see what you can get. But then again, even if you do, I honestly think if we do sack him, even if we can't afford it, I still don't know if a new manager will come in and actually fix us and make sure we don't go down.
But the way I look at it is, you get that new manager bounce. When someone comes in, you get that new manager bounce and you start winning a couple of games. And then you start building the confidence. Your players start getting confident more and being able to do things. That's the way I look at it. We're in up the creek without a paddle, literally, ain't we? 1 point from 21. We're going into the Forest game. I don't understand. 11 goals in 2 games. I don't know.
I think it's kind of the point now where I think, I don't know if they'll sack him if we do lose to Forest, because it's like you might as well just sack him now. But maybe the games that you can see coming up are like the ones where you're like, okay, it's a bit easier for him. Let's see if he can get this kind of turned around a bit. obviously, yes, he probably should have won a few games before, like the Southampton game and the Brentford game. But I must admit, if you think about it, the fixtures have been pretty hard for us, and obviously the Premier League is going to be hard.
That is awful. The fixtures have been pretty hard. We played Chelsea away, Spurs away, Man U away, Arsenal away. Sorry, but we've had 3 winnable games at home, and we've got to be on point. We've had 3 winnable
I admit
games.
that. I admit that, but obviously then you've got to see that what Brentford did to beat us, which, well, not beat us, but draw against us, was a decent performance from them. Southampton, again, we shouldn't have drop points there. And to be honest, Man United, you must, I would say that they're probably the easiest out of the big teams that we played to probably get a point out of. So,
like hashtag says, your mate John and my mate John, he will not turn it around. Reedy, what are your views on that? If we get a win against Forest, if in an East Midlands derby, if we get a win, and that's a big if because we've got no confidence, do you think he could turn it around?
I do have, but it's the weird thing because I am Rodgers out, but there is certain reasons why I'm Rodgers out.
Everyone heard that. Everyone heard Reedy say he's Rodgers out. Again, that's twice now.
There's reasons behind why I am. There's not all reasons making me decide that decision, but I still have backing in him that he can change it. He can swap. He can turn it around for me. Definitely, because I still think he's one of the top managers. But the reasons why I'm out is because he's picking players that are just not deserving to be in the squad and maybe costing us wins, if you know what I mean, like Ward or.
Are you talking about Brendan Rodgers or Gareth Southgate there not being deserved to be in the squad? Which one are you talking about? Go on, pal, carry on.
That's the thing. It's like not all the reasons why I would say losing games. I'm saying Aaron Rodgers out, but the main reason is because he's not putting players in that needs to be dropped or needs to be put in to try and win a game. It's like Ndidi, realistically. I don't know why he started against who did we play last? I've completely forgot now. Spurs. I think honestly, like in certain positions now, I probably prefer Sumare. I think he's done better in that sort of role this season. Danny Ward, I'm sorry, but I don't know who anyone else thinks he should be dropped. As much as all the 22 goals that we conceded are from him, something needs to change, and even putting a new keeper in might make us not concede as many, and that might make us win.
Yeah, Danny Ward hasn't had the best of times, has he?
And even Wales has showed it as well.
Yes, well, they've dropped him, haven't they? Do you think it's time for Everson to get a go now, pal?
Definitely. I said it at the start of the season. As much as he might not change much, and he might even be worse than Ward, you never know. But you've got to change up something to try and impact a win. And him being in goal already puts a kind of a good impact on the opponents because they know they're going against an average keeper.
Yeah. Ross is on the bus, who might be joining us later before he goes to work. He says he spoke to him before and he's in some right rough place in Barnsley. I thought all of Barnsley was quite rough. But anyway, it still baffled me when we were losing 4-2 to Brighton and he brings on a centre-back. Some of his tactics have been a little bit, I wouldn't even say hit or miss. It's more miss than anything, isn't it, pal?
It is, but I always say to Sam and Jake that as much as you think yourself he's doing the wrong move, in his head, we don't know what he's thinking. Maybe he thinks doing that sort of sub would help us in an impactful way. I don't know. And again, I'm not trying to back him, but we don't know what he's thinking in his head when he makes different subs or when he doesn't make subs at all until like the 80th minute. It's like too late and whatnot. But there's obviously reasons why in his mind is doing it. And people are saying it's because he wants to get sacked. I don't think he would. I don't know. I don't think he would do that as much as he would get a massive payout. I don't think you'd literally sacrifice the whole team in the club just to get sacked, if you know what I mean.
So even hashtag said his tactics are a joke. Just on the Ward Everson comments, I want you to put, if you want Danny Ward in goal, thumbs up. Sorry. Yeah, if you want Danny Ward in goal, thumbs up. And if you want Everson, okay. So let's have a quick vote. Who's there? Who would you go Reedy for? What would you, thumbs up or okay at the minute?
Obviously, he needs
okay.
Obviously, he needs dropping. So I would put Iverson in, but then again, it might not change anything if he does get put in. So,
but it might give the back line a bit of confidence.
Mm.
Well, Chris Butterley's gone for okay. Joshua's gone for okay. Okay. Tom Ogger's okay. Craig Watts is okay. Oh, Michael's gone for Danny. Oh, thumbs down. Thumbs down.
He wants a new keeper. He wants a new keeper.
Yeah. Oh, probably a new keeper completely then, yeah. Everyone's going for Everson. Everyone's going for Everson, I think. Which I think, if you're old enough, you're good enough, ain't you? That's the saying, I think. Mick Hewitt's Ward. Mick Hewitt.
Yes, it is.
Hold on, Mick. Why would you stay with Danny Ward, Mick? Just out of reason, why would you stick with Danny Ward? Just interested to see. Because I said at the very beginning, when we were having this conversation in pre-season, I said Everson, and then we got Danny Ward. I'm just wondering, what is your reason, Mick? He just put no Everson. Right, so no to Everson.
Okay. No, I think he said no, as in he wants Everson.
Oh, right,
no,
okay. Everson can't be as bad as well. So everyone's literally going for Everson. Not one has gone for Danny Ward. But what about the centre half, the new lad? Well, how do you pronounce it? Wout Faes. He didn't really get much of a chance to shine against Spurs. Well, no one had a much chance to shine against Spurs, really, did they? What did you rate much of him when you saw him?
It was all right. To say we conceded 6, he was getting up there. He was passing the ball well. It just, I don't know. For me, and as you're going to be everyone's going to hate me, but I think partly it's Evans as well. You can't kind of. We conceded 22, and he's been in that back line every game. He's been changing the fullbacks. Makes no difference. Maybe it is time to change him. Sionchu's captained Turkey as much as he conceded 3 in that game.
Yeah, he let goals in though, didn't he? That's the thing. But is that down to playing time and rustiness? Because he hasn't had a minute Stockport. Did he play against Stockport? Yes, he played against Stockport.
Yeah, he apparently was man of the match performance there.
But
so again, it's not. I don't know if it's. I don't think Evans. I don't know if about him getting dropped, but something needs to change, and that's why I am Rodgers out, because he's not making them impactful changes that could change the game.
It's hard to tell after one game, isn't it, about the new centre half? You need a few games in, get him integrated into the team and that. Just wondering what you thought of him, because we were busy for the game, so I didn't really see a lot of the game. And I watched a bit of the I did actually watch the highlights. So I haven't really seen him. So I'm looking forward to the Forest game. We need to play Pratt. Dennis Pratt, what do you think? Where would you fit Dennis Pratt in to give him a game? You answer Andy Medhurst on that.
That's the problem, because we've got so many midfielders. We're not great depth-wise in the defence. We've not got the amazing depth in attack. It's the midfield. Once you stack that midfield up with the players that normally start in Ndidi, Tillemans, Dewsbury, Maddison, you've got no room for any of them. No room for Samara, no room for Pratt. It just doesn't look good.
Have you just? I've not read any of this. Have you read this about Schmeichel being dropped by Nice and disciplined for being late at meetings? Have you? Oh, never heard of that.
He got dropped at that last game, and he was on the bench looking very, very annoyed.
Very annoyed. Moving on back onto the Forest game. A fact to you: 3rd of October will be the first East Midlands derby in the Premiership League for 20 years. First time since Forest. Yes, because we haven't played derby in the Premiership, have we? Neither. That's an interesting fact. Even I didn't know that one. Is that right? It is.
Yeah, because no other team in the East Midlands has been in the Premier League.
We've been the best team in East Midlands since back in the day. Aggie Frith has asked you a good question. Would you start Jamie Vardy?
No.
And if you know what, I think it's that that photograph we put up of him, giving him a scouring look at Rodgers. He's been on the bench since then, hasn't he?
I put a post out of that. You know, I don't know if you saw the one with Daka.
They're not playing to his strengths, though, are they? We're not
knowing yes, because as much as you don't give him service, I don't know if I don't. In my eyes, you should still be scoring. I guess you should be making it yourself. I guess most strikers do it, and I don't know. I like Daka, and I think I need to give him. I want to give him more of a chance, and this is hopefully the time for him to show it. But you're right in that picture that we put up that ever since that game, I think against Southampton, it's really shown because before Rodgers never used to put Daka up on his own or put Cal and Daka together, and now you're seeing Daka on his own as like.
See,
only.
I don't think Daka is a lone striker. When he played up top for RB Leipzig with Haaland,
yeah.
What a combination that would have been. And just think we could have bought Haaland for $3.5 million 6 years ago. But Steve Walsh turned it down. It was like,
I get what you mean. I get what you mean. Yeah, I get what you mean about the strikers up front. And I said that after the Brighton game. Obviously, yes, we still lost 5-2, but them two together kind of got us at least 2 goals in the game. And hopefully, when they came into the Spurs game, I thought both of them would have started. But then, obviously, we saw this kind of leaked team news before the game. And we were shocked to see just Daka on his own. But I think it's good that he's getting the chance to show that he's meant to be in this side. But again, Vardy, what has he done wrong? And I don't know where he would fit in that team anymore.
Yeah.
Until we do start giving service.
Like Tom said, Rodgers has fell out with Castagna, dropped him. Vardy, dropped him. Cags, dropped him. Schmeichel, after the Watford game last year when he was on 149 appearances and he didn't make consecutive appearances, dropped him. And I don't know, is Brendan Rodgers trying to show he's bigger than the club? Because no man is bigger than the club, is he?
No, but it's a hard one because I think Tom said about him putting an arm around Maddison and whatnot. And now, obviously, because people are like, Sunchu's really not doing well in training, apparently. So why don't you put your arm around him? Because out of all the defenders we've got, I think he's probably going to be one of the better ones if we gave him time. So
yeah.
John
just said about the Vardy thing. Provide service to Vardy and he will score the goals. I think this year he's had 4 chances, Vardy, 4. And all of them were against Chelsea.
Yeah.
And he hasn't had another all of them. Goal. I can't remember him having a shot on goal in any other of the games, really.
No, I can't either.
No, I can't.
But is that the thing where, I don't know, would you say he deserves to start against Forest? I don't know. I don't think so. Not even if you don't give him the service.
No. Because of the current situation, I would like, everyone knows that I like a bit of 2 up top, a bit of old school. I know you can't play 4-4-2 nowadays. I don't know why you can't play 4-4-2, but managers are so against playing 4-4-2. Play 2 up top, play wing backs, play the midfielders in the 3 in the midfield. So you've got 5 in midfield or 5 at the back, depending whether you're going forward or back. And then play 2 up top. It worked with Vardy and Nacho 3 seasons ago, was it? That was because Barnes was injured.
Yeah.
Someone needs to go out and give Barnes a kicking in training so he gets injured, so he can play 2 up top. Whether it's, I don't think you can play Vardy and Daka because they're 2 very similar. I think Nacho is the common denominator. You have to play Nacho with one or the other. I know Nacho's touch is sometimes a bit like an elephant's, but he holds the ball up and he brings players into games.
But that's the thing. There's so many different ways you could set the team up. And if Barnes is in there, you go with wingers which don't even have a second winger. And then when we don't ever stick to one formation and kind of get a bit of confidence in the team. You don't. You go from 1 striker up front and then to 2 strikers and then back to Vardy and then to Daka. You won't be scoring if you're just going to keep changing the front line up a lot.
I mean, Glenn Evans is agreeing with me that it was good enough for the best ever England manager, Mike Bassett, to play 4-4-2. Why isn't it good enough for Leicester to play 4-4-2? Anyway,
it might be a bit hard to play that now, though.
Ross has got why? Why should it be? Why should it be? Anyway,
it's very basic and very easy to maybe read, I guess. If you do go to a 4-4-2, I don't know.
Right, Ross has got off the bus. He's in some part of Barnsley and he looks very scared. He's probably hiding behind a bush. Morning, Ross. How are you, pal?
I'm sound. I've just got off bus. I'm like, just listen. 4-4-2 is basic, really. You got to go back to it. I've heard Jamie say it a few times. You got to go back to basics. 4-4. Well, you said it. 4-4.
Yes, but is it too readable though? Is it too readable to the opponents?
No.
I think it could be.
End of the day, it's what you know. When you're at school or when you're at high school or whatever, when you play football, most managers play 4-4-2. Not this 3-5 wing backs and wing backs, chicken wing back, whatever. It's 4-4-2. It's simple and it works. It worked with Heskey and Cottee. It worked with Matty Fryer and Steve Howard. It worked with Vardy and Okazaki. It worked with Nugent and Vardy. So it's got to work. Simples. Anyway, I'm sat down.
Right. You sat down now, are you? Shouldn't you?
Yeah.
Hopefully you're looking at your works. Don't show us your workplace.
No, I'm not. I'm outside. I'm outside anyway, so.
Right. Come then, Ross. Why is he still in a job?
Oh, it's the same question that, well, I honestly have no idea. You ask the same question, how is Gareth Southgate still in the job? You ask the question how Channel 4 have got the rights to the England games. Yeah, you ask, ever since we've gone on there, England have not won. So, it's the money situation. People say we ain't got money, but yet we can have an expansion on the stadium. We're releasing £200 jackets.
Yes. Sorry, you missed the best strike partnership ever. Speedy and Walsh. You missed that one out, Ross.
My dad will probably know that. I said that. The reason I didn't say that is I'm not going by times I've never saw, so I'm going to go for what I see. Dickoff and Dean as well. But we should be looking forward to the East Midlands derby. As I said, the first time.
I am still.
We should be like, oh my God, it's the first time since 1999 we played Forest in the Premier League. First time as an East Midlands derby since 2002. And we're so, it's like when you go to a wedding and you see your ex there. No, I'm not saying what company I work for, but I think
it's a work shirt, Tom. It's allegedly a work shirt.
Yeah, that's it. I'll rebrand it. It's a work shirt. Trust me. I don't like wearing it any more than you do. So, but no, it's like you've gone to a wedding and you see your ex there. It's very toxic, and that's how it feels, like a toxic atmosphere. Because you want to enjoy the East Midlands derby. You want to see us win. At the same time, people want, if we lose, it's going to be embarrassing not to lose to a team that's signed about 50 signings.
Ross, just one thing. Have you been listening to the Big Strong Leicester Boys podcast?
No, I don't.
Jake Watson on that uses that about an ex-girlfriend at a wedding all the time. I didn't know whether you'd been listening to it or not.
No, I don't. I just don't listen to it. I just do my own thing. But
no, we know that with your food.
But it's very toxic. We should be like, buzzing going into. I mean, I'm still excited. At the same time, it's like with their 50 signings that they've made, you don't know what team they're going to put out.
And if Steve Cooper's there,
yeah, we'll be unbelievable. I agree. You know what? That's a good comment. Would be an
unbelievable game if there was a new manager.
Could you imagine?
Brendan Rodgers.
Can you imagine, for example, we had Sean Dyche. Do you know what? Sean Dyche, for example, right? That's one of the main ones we talk about. Imagine that he comes in, goes on the pitch, does his, clapping hands as they always do, come on the pitch, clap all the fans. The atmosphere is electric. I like when we played Everton, when Claude Puel first came in charge. That was an electric atmosphere. Now, so whatever happened with Puel. And it was a great atmosphere. Damari Gray suddenly showed up. We won 2-0. So it would have been nice to have got rid of him and then got a new manager in. Who it was, whether it was Mike Stowell again or for a game or two. As well, it's a Monday night as well. I don't understand why they put an East Midlands derby, the first one in 20 years, in the Prem.
It's not like the Liverpool derby, is it? It's not like that, or the Glasgow derby. It's not quite.
No, I'm not saying that, but after February with the trouble, that's why I mentioned about it, because that was embarrassing. He thought that. Do you know what? It all started with that rebuild situation.
Yeah,
so it could potentially end.
Yeah, really, just 5 minute, Ross. The councillor, the players have knocked down tools, and we will win. Can you agree with that? Do you think?
I think so.
Why would you say that? Why would you agree with him that the players have knocked down tools.
The amount of fans, and I think I'm gonna throw Sam under the bus and say there's a lot of fans that says, "Oh, the players have stopped playing for Rodgers. Rodgers he's just trying to get played to be sacked." And I don't think anyone would do that to the club. I don't think people, like, as much as players have done it in the past to get managers sacked, I don't think a club like Leicester and the owners we've got, they'd do that to make us get in a worse position and be in a relegation battle. I can't see it. And I just don't. I think every game that we play, we still have had. We've played well in sparks at times. We just need to get that first win, and hopefully it'll really boost the confidence.
But you've got to remember, like Tom says, Forest don't care about Leicester. Remember that.
Oh no, they don't. No, they don't. No. Not until the game. No.
You do realise if they beat us, they will not stop talking about it. Just like they can't stop talking about, when they beat us 4-1 back in February and stuff like that. But I want to go quickly point before I go on the Everson and Ward situation. Ward's been collecting a fat paycheck since he's come here. We signed him in case Schmeichel got injured or anything, and he didn't. He's been collecting a fat paycheck. If he was that good enough, he would have said, I want to go out on loan, or I want to go to another club where I can get first team experience. He's got it not by choice. He's got it to thought, oh yeah, we've got no choice. Like when you win by default, as I say in stuff. Basically it's a one-man competition. He's the only person for it, and Everson deserves a chance. People say, oh yeah, but he's not played Premier League. You've got to start somewhere. Dewsbury Hall, he was playing for Luton Town, player of the season. We put him in our side, got player of the season. We signed Madison from Norwich. Puel signed him. Better signings Puel than Rodgers has done. He got in, but one of our best players, Ricardo. Sorry, not Ricardo, sorry. Who was it now?
Ricardo.
Oh yeah, Chowdhury. We brought him in. I'm not saying he's our best player now, but I'm saying at the time he's done really well for us before he's gone out on loan. Luke Thomas, we gave him a chance. First ever Premier League game he had against Sheffield United. So why not give him a chance? I ask that. The people that ask that question.
Against Forest, we didn't do it right last time. We didn't put the players in who knew what this sort of game would mean. We dropped Dewsbury Hall in a game that he had to be probably the first in the team. People I think Iverson, even he knows how much, as much as he's not a Leicester lad, he knows what this sort of derby means. I think there's certainly players that realistically I think Rodgers will put in, which is the reason why I'm Rodgers out, that I don't think deserve to be put in a team against this, because there needs to be a lot of players in this game that want to fight against Forest.
I disagree with a comment that Aggie's put there. I'm just seeing it. I'm sorry, I disagree. I'll tell you why. He actually went out on loan and got experiences with other clubs, and he did. When he did play, he did actually play well. To be fair, he didn't play amazingly, but he did well. So I disagree on that one because
I sort of disagree with Aggie, but I sort of agree with him. There is plenty of keepers that will just sit on the bench and pick up a paycheck. But yeah, I agree with his comment there, but I don't agree with his comment, if that makes sense. There's two sides.
Yeah,
there's a lot of keepers that will do that.
He did play quite a few games, Logan. And to be fair, he did when he did play, he played really well. To be fair,
I think he only played 30 in about 10 years, to be honest.
But obviously, but at least he wasn't. At least he went out on loan and went to other clubs to get game time and not sit on the bench and collect money. That's what I'm saying. That's the difference between Hogan.
He went to Hibernian in Scotland, won the semi-final with them in a penalty shootout, and then won the final and got man of the match.
Exactly.
So, but anyway, Ross, we'll let you go. It looks like you've got to go work, Greg.
So, yep. See you in a bit. Anyway, lads.
See you later, pal. And by the way, your dad was bantering you earlier.
I know he was. I've seen it. I'm gonna have a words with him.
All right, then, Ross. See you later. Enjoy your day at work, pal.
In a bit.
See you later. Read it. Just you and me again. No one else wanted to join today. So come on then. Is everyone ready? Are you excited for the Forest game, or are you more nervous? So everyone in the comments, excited or nervous? How are you feeling about the Forest game?
It's just, it's a bit of both, because you always have that suspicion. I think at the FA Cup game, I was only looking at a win because I think this is going to be an easy game, to be honest. And It just wasn't. But going into the Premier League game now, they're in the really bad form. We're in awful form as well. Any team could win this, and on paper, we should be battering them. So, like, with the team we've got compared to theirs, if we absolutely dominate their back three, then we could have an easy game.
Well, and like Anthony Sharman says, will the players be up for it? Will they be up for it?
I hope so. And Pete, I think I saw that message about, I don't know who put it about Vardy has to start if that's the case. I probably would agree with you there. I'm just thinking about what I'm saying about people that you need that know what a derby is and whatnot. Maybe that's where you do put him in then. Before I said no, but maybe so.
Yeah, it was Ben. Oh, this one, Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm more nervous than anything, pal. I'm finding it hard to get excited about watching Leicester play at the minute. It's very difficult. I know I'm not there a lot of the time. I'm only watching it on TV, which might make a bit of a difference. But I don't know. I don't know.
You've got to be positive when I go home and away every week, mate. You've got to, even if you know you're losing games.
I'm trying to be positive, but I'm finding it difficult to watch, which makes it hard to be positive in my book. Like Ian has just said, the fans in the stadium must turn up. They do turn up in the droves, 30-odd thousand, but there is still tickets available for that game. I'm sure there is. I'm sure I saw it yesterday. The thing is, the
atmosphere at the ground always kind of starts well, but again, as much as fans say, "Oh, we pay the money so we can kind of support them how we want," but it doesn't. For me, in my eyes, it doesn't help when you concede a goal and everyone just goes at a player for not doing the right thing or just we're not doing well enough. Like, for me, if you concede a goal, just get behind them still. You can still win the game.
Like Eric just said, it's a lose game. We win, Rodgers keeps his job for a bit longer.
I guess, but then hopefully he can go back to back against Bournemouth, and then he hopefully wins that and goes back to back thingy. And then, as much as people are saying he might be playing over the cracks, this is what he needs to try and if he's not going to get sacked, we need to back him and hopefully see him get a lot of wins in a row.
Yeah, I know what you mean, Ian. Yeah, I know what you mean about turning up vocally and keep it going all the time. Yeah, I totally understand where you're coming from. But yeah, the noise in the stadium hasn't been that good for the last few years anyway.
No, I'll admit that.
Doing well.
Yeah, I admit that. I prefer away games just in general now. I barely like going to a home game, to be honest, because it's not enjoyable.
I am 100%. Reed is about 95% out. There's still.
I am out, but there's only reasons why there is to it.
Yeah, but yeah, you're out. I'm out.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I was trying to know that people say I'm out, but there's obviously reasons behind it. Not all the reasons. I still back him in changing things around.
If Rodgers goes on and wins the next 6 or 7 games, and we start playing well, then I'll hold my hands up. I will say yes, you proved me wrong, but you have to keep it going.
Oh yeah.
You need to get wins on the board, even if we win against Forest. That's still only 4 points from 24 games.
And we've got to beat him. We've got to beat him by a big score. Well, a biggish scoreline.
The goal difference is dire. We've conceded 22. I think it's minus 12 or 14, is it? I can't remember what 12. It is now. 12. We've scored 10 goals, have we, this year? Blimey, I didn't even think we scored that many.
No. Oh, yeah. Sorry, yeah.
But yeah, I hope he proves me wrong. I really hope he proves me wrong. But I've been saying this since last November, and it's on the YouTube channel after the Chelsea game. I was Rodgers out back then, and I'm still out now.
Yeah.
Nothing's changing for me. 1 win against Forest will not change.
No. And I'm not saying it will, but if he is staying in this job, we've kind of, as much as we don't want to back him, he's going to be the man to hopefully push us forward and hopefully build it. We've got to back him.
I know now, if we beat Forest, I'm going to get a message of one person off Twitter, and he will say, "Oh, I bet you Rodgers in now." I know. If we beat Forest, I will get a message from this one person. Will say, "I bet you Rodgers in now," because of one game. Doesn't change. It doesn't work like that. Anyway, Reedy, thanks for joining me this morning. Been much appreciated.
No worries. You can go
And we
off to
shall
work.
Speak to you later. Enjoy your day while I'm slogging my guts out at work. See you later,
Nice.
pal.
See you in a bit, mate.
There we go. There's Reedy. He's been and gone. Morning, Graham. How are you? Bit late. I'm just about to go. Rodgers himself is not interested. Rodgers is Rodgers. Rodgers is Rodgers out. Ian Marbs, let's say we win the next 5. Would that change things? I wouldn't say it would 100% change things, but it'll be on the way to making a good start to a change. We have to be playing consistently, Ian, I would have thought. But yes, 5 wins would start changing it. But let's fingers crossed. If we get 5 wins, I'll be over the moon. I'll be absolutely over the moon. No, it's not double bubble when it's your own place. So I'm afraid it's not double bubble. Right then, everyone. How can you forget I was on, Graham? I'm always on. Right. Much appreciated, everyone. I'm going to love you and leave you. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week with not a review, but a preview. A preview of the Forest game. I normally get them on Sunday, but this time it's going to be on a Monday. So it's ciao, ciao, adios, goodbye. And I don't like saying this bit now. Top of the morning to you. See you next week. Come on, you foxes.
Thanks for watching Leicester Fan TV. Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pukka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hollogram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newby Co estate agents. Make sure to follow us on all of our social channels at Leicester Fan TV. Visit our website, leicesterfantv.com.